In this video, I'm going to teach 10 phrases that make you sound more advanced. But more importantly, I'm going to show you why most people who learn these phrases today will have forgotten them by February 1st. Today is January 15th. According to the statistics, 80% of people have already abandoned their New Year's resolutions by now. The excitement of January 1st has faded, and for many intermediate students, the B2 plateau is starting to feel like a permanent ceiling yet again.
Why won't it break? I have to get through.
I'm filming from the beach today, as you can see, because, I'm taking a moment to recharge, and teachers are people, we need to relax as well. But I'm here to make sure you don't stop. The reason most people fail at this exact moment is that they rely on motivation rather than a system. They look for fun apps and language games that give them a quick dopamine hit, but never actually challenge their brain.
I love this dopamine hit, but I'm not learning anything.
If you are tired of playing it safe and you're ready for the mental effort it takes to reach an advanced level, that is exactly why I developed the B2 Edge app. I want to be very clear. This app is not for everyone. It is not a game to keep you entertained. It is a 77-lesson curriculum that is hard by design. It forces you to think, come up with complex ideas, and to be proactive, which is the only way to break through that intermediate plateau. If you're looking for a distraction, my app is not for you. But if you are a serious B1 learner, and B2 as well, ready to bridge the gap to advanced English, the link is in the description. Let's look at the first 10 collocations you will need to do that. I'm going to teach them now for you for free. Let's get started. 2 weeks ago, I gave you the 2026 roadmap. Are you actually following the system? Or are you just watching videos? If you felt your momentum slowing down, it's usually because you've missed one of these 3 pillars that I shared in the first video of the year. Step 1, the input diet. Remember? Are you still doing interest-based immersion, or have you gone back to boring materials that your brain is trying to ignore? Step 2, the output engine. Have you recorded a voice memo today, like I suggested? Without output, your English stays passive and intermediate forever. Step 3, the longhand anchor, writing things by hand. Is your notebook nearby? Have you been writing things down on paper? Because I'm going to teach you 10 advanced collocations today, but they will disappear from your memory unless you anchor them to the page right now. Most students stay stuck at B2 because they are understandable, but understandable is a trap. When people know what you mean, your brain stops seeking the advanced software it needs to grow. It stays in survival operational mode. The shift to advanced English isn't about knowing more words necessarily. It's about knowing the right combinations. This is the difference between a student and a professional. I'm going to show you 10 power collocations that do the heavy lifting for you, starting with one that most people get wrong. So, collocation number 1 for today, to bridge the gap. Think about a company where the managers have a big vision, but the people doing the work are confused. In B2 English, you would say, we need to connect the vision and the work. It's okay, but it's a bit weak. An advanced speaker sees a gap, and they build a bridge over it. We need to bridge the gap between our strategy and our execution. You see, now it sounds like you have a plan.
He was working on bridging the gap between man and machine.
Collocation number 2, to gain traction. You know when a car is stuck in the mud? The wheels are spinning, but the car isn't moving. That's many of your projects at work. An intermediate speaker says, the project is finally starting to be successful. But an advanced speaker says, our new initiative is finally gaining traction. It means the wheels of the project are finally gripping the road and they're moving forward.
Our initiative is finally gaining traction.
Collocation number 3, to mitigate the risk. In business, we don't just fix problems. We look at potential disasters and try to make them less likely. If you say, we need to make the problem smaller, you sound like a student. But if you say we need to mitigate the risk, you sound like a manager. You are telling everyone that you've analyzed the danger and you are handling it. Collocation 4, to stay ahead of the curve. If you're just as good as everyone else, you are intermediate. To be advanced, you have to be faster and smarter. Instead of saying we need to be better than our competitors, try to remain competitive, we have to stay ahead of the curve. It implies we're looking at the future, not just reacting to today.
For once, we're way ahead of the curve.
Collocation number 5, to yield significant results. Here's a secret. Intermediate speakers use the word get for everything. I want to get results. I want to get a promotion. It's a B1 crutch. If you want to sound advanced, use a verb that sounds like a harvest. For example, this new strategy is expected to yield significant results. That is the difference between getting something by accident and yielding something through hard work. Collocation 6, to fall short of expectations. How do you tell a boss a project failed without sounding like a failure? You don't say the result was bad. That's too direct. Instead, you say, unfortunately, the final numbers fell short of our expectations. You are shifting the focus to the expectation you had, which sounds much more professional. Collocation 7, to touch base. This is the universal professional block. Instead of the long sentence, I will talk to you for a few minutes later today, you just say, I'll touch base with you later. It's short, it's native-like, and it shows you value everyone's time.
I'll touch base with you after the 3 o'clock wave.
Collocation number 8, to bring to the table. When you go to a job interview, don't just list your skills. Talk about them as a contribution. Instead of, I have many skills, try, I believe I bring a wealth of experience to the table. This creates a visual that you are contributing something valuable to the team's table.
What do I bring to the table?
Collocation number 9, at the end of the day. This is the best way to end a long, confusing meeting. Everyone is arguing, and you stand up and say, at the end of the day, it's about the value we provide to the client. You see, you are cutting through the noise and getting to the final truth. Finally, collocation number 10, in the long run. Advanced speakers have perspective. Intermediate speakers say, in the future, which is very vague. Advanced speakers use, in the long run. This might be difficult now, but in the long run, it's the right decision. You see, this shows you have wisdom and you are thinking ahead. Now, be honest with yourself. How many of these collocations did you actually use this week? Or were you just understandable? Remember, breaking the plateau isn't an accident. It's an intentional act of replacing simple words with these more precise collocations. This is exactly why the B2 Edge app doesn't use games. We don't want you to match words. We want you to produce these blocks in high-pressure scenarios until they're a part of who you are. Look, it's January 15th. The year is just starting. Here's your challenge. Pick 3 collocations from today's lesson. Write them down in a notebook and use them in a voice memo before you go to sleep tonight. And if you want a correction or have a question about today's lesson, just leave a comment below. You can use one of today's Power Collocations and tell me, what is your main goal for the rest of January? Try to use one of these collocations from today in your comment. I'll be reading every single one from here at the beach. If you really want to start 2026 the right way, I highly recommend you check out my new app, the B2 Edge. This is a 77-lesson curriculum that will guide you step by step, day by day, through the topics you need to master in order to become a solid, advanced speaker of English, a user of English that is already at a high B2, going to C1 level. So look at the description for you to learn more. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today for a few minutes. Now I'm going back to the beach to enjoy a little bit more, but I'll be back here next week for another video lesson, okay? Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Like this video, share this video with a friend who's also learning English and who is serious about getting to B2 and C1 levels this year of 2026. And if you want to keep learning more, I highly recommend you check out this lesson next. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.